Peace, 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 tribe. Can you hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So one second, um, because we are live on Instagram as well. So I need to figure out how to. Um, I do need to mute my background, bro. I can hear the feed. You hear me? Can you hear me, bro? One second, family. Peace, peace, peace. Like I said, we are live on Instagram as well. It's our first time doing this, so I got some feedback. Yo, yo. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Mic check. But I can't hear you, bro.
I know I'm trying to figure it out on my end.
I just went out of Instagram. You know what I'm saying? We on YouTube with it, man. Like we said, we'll figure that
Oh.
out later. It was Instagram that was giving me feedback. So I just closed out that live and we'll try that. You know what I'm saying? We're putting a little work behind the scenes. Apologies, tribe. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
No, I was just saying it was a click of a button on my end. I was just trying to find that button, but we good.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, we'll you know what I'm saying? We'll figure that out. But let's get back to the vibes because this is not how this show is supposed to start, this episode, you know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, I'm gonna say gratitude to the tribe, gratitude to you, gratitude to source. You know what I'm saying? Podcast, not podcast. It's time to get to it. So let's set the vibration and bring the vibration home.
Like a papa leg.
If I gave you my heart, would you take care of it? Could you take care of
Man.
it? If I gave you my
Y'all hear that?
soul, would you be there for me? Could you be there for me? If love was too deep in love with you, say you'll be there for me.
Man, I feel this in my soul.
Promise you care for me. If I gave you my heart,
Man, it's a very self-reflective moment. How would it be handled? How you gonna handle you?
take care of it.
Sayonara.
Had to talk to myself, do you love me enough to see the beautiful parts of life? It's been ugly enough. In this 3D realm, I see the fakest of love. It's like everybody broken, just playing it tough. I'm done acting like I know what to trust. Got played so much, I don't know what to love. Been stabbed in the back, trying to give people a hug. As I continue to heal, you keep bringing it up. I can't suppress me. I can't be there for you so much, I neglect me. These long talks that I have to protect me. I'm not the same, you can play with the old me. Facts. Elevation creates separation and true manifestation. Take patience, therefore you will never grow if you being complacent. I ask myself, are you dedicated? Real question.
Deep in love with you, say you'll be there for me. Promise you care for me.
Come on.
If I gave you my
heart. Come on.
Would you take care?
You take care.
Could you take care?
I'ma take care of me.
Yeah, angry at what? Angry for what? I feel the dots connected. The parts of me that's mad is the parts that I neglected. Copping out with my emotions, then I play detective. Been reflecting back to myself the things I've been deflecting. If you don't heal your trauma, you can relive illusion. How I know, cause every day was getting way more confusing. One day I meditate and then the next I can't. Feeling my spirit get faint. But then I turned the page. Then went from asking do I love me to affirming it. That cold feeling in my chest, I start burning it. Can't believe it's not better, I start churning it. All this new love I clocked in, I was earning it. Loving on my inner child, now I start hurting it. The key to my lost heart, I start turning it. Going over lines that I cross like I'm rehearsing it. Having all these death and rebirths like I'm rehearsing it. Like I'm proper led, but I had to crossroads. Self-paid the easy pass out, I paid the love toll.
Be there for me. Promise you care for me. If I gave you my heart, would you take care? Could you take care of it?
Gratitude, the source, man. Y'all know how we are, man, how we do, far as setting the vibration, you know what I'm saying? And really, when we're speaking about something, really connecting with that, so-called subject, in real life, taking it to the deepest aspects of ourselves and really going through this journey of light work, shadow work, fusion dance, and so yeah, that record was definitely very personal, and the title of that record, which I feel like has something to do with everything we talk about, is "Do I Love Me?" And so during this episode, we're going to ask you a lot of questions. We're going to have different questions that's going to come up based off of the subject. But the first question that I want to present, or that we're going to present based off of that record, is, do you love you? If y'all can drop that in the chat.
Wholeness to the tribe.
I say. This is Shadow Work Sundays, currently where self-love is therapy, and I am the God, King Manifest.
It's the guy Ak Khalil. We back for another episode.
I say.
Pod class, not podcast. Make sure y'all get y'all notepads for sure.
Come on, man. You added another bar to it. Pod class, not podcast. Make sure y'all get y'all notepads. Hey, man, I can dig it. How y'all vibrating? Talk to me in the chat, family. Talk to us in the chat. How y'all vibrating? Today's episode is coping is not healing. How does that resonate with you? You know what I'm saying? Do you already resonate with the title? Do you kind of got a little pushback on it? How do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the vibration coming into this episode? You. Yes, I love me and learning every day how to love myself better and more unconditionally. I say. I definitely love me. It's not always perfect. That's a part of being unconditional. Perfectly imperfect. Man, come on now. I say, man, that's hard. It's not always perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real talk. So yeah, such an amazing way, you know what I'm saying, to set the tone for this episode. And so we're gonna go and get right to it. You got anything you want to present right now, bro, before we dive into it? All right. So being that this is podcast, not podcast, we're going to go ahead and tap in with coping. What is coping? What does that mean? Because a lot of us, we just heard words they used in rap songs, movies by our family and we take those value of what they meant by that as the true meaning, and a lot of times it's not. You know what I mean? So let's get it. So obviously, we know the title of this episode is "Coping is Not Healing." So to cope is to deal effectively with something difficult. That's the definition. Obviously, we shouldn't be dealing with things. You see what I'm saying? We should be healing it. So it's a big difference. The etymology is to meet in battle or come to blows. So, when you're coping, you're essentially beating yourself up. You know, that was self-explanatory. It was right there. You know, so once again, podcast. You know what I'm saying? How y'all resonate with that? How y'all rocking with that?
No, and definitely like that the etymology, it just speaks for itself. You beat yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like words that rhyme in or end in "ope," you know what I'm saying? They're very dualistic, you know what I'm saying? Like, but just cope, it just make me think of like you gonna cope, you dope, like dope cope, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? But putting yourself into a place of battle, you dig what I'm saying? Let's talk about some coping mechanisms that we utilize. You know what I'm saying? When we get into a stagnant vibration, like when you were going through states of shadow work, King, or you know what I'm saying, when you weren't operating as your most infinite self, what were, you know what I'm saying, some coping mechanisms that you would use to suppress a situation?
I would have to immediately that's a loaded question. I would have to immediately go into anger. You know what I'm saying? I think that I would use anger to, it's kind of like contradicting. It's kind of like somebody drinking alcohol when they're mad. It's just going to intensify the feeling. But there's a false protection, you know what I'm saying, there. And so yeah, I would say anger number one, and then number two, drugs. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it comes to losing people I love and things of that sort and certain type of pain, you know what I'm saying? I turn to drugs. And I'm not talking about like smoking weed and nothing like that, but doing hard drugs, you know what I'm saying, and tapping in and really trying to cope and trying to stay like trying to stay in a place to where whatever it is that I'm feeling, it feels real enough to know that it's there, but not real enough to feel it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's I would say that was my top two. Definitely.
As deep, I would say for me, it as a child, it was, how can I say this? As a child, for me, my coping mechanism to suppress emotions or something I just dealt with was not having validity for a situation from a adult figure. So I would then deem in my consciousness, I would then deem that experience obsolete. So in my brain, that would make me force the memory to the back and suppress it. It would make me forget it, just because as a child I couldn't rationalize the situation. You dig what I'm saying? Or I couldn't go to somebody to rationalize the situation. So I would, okay, this didn't really happen, this wasn't this, and just throw it away. You dig what I'm saying? So I would definitely say that. I would definitely say anger for surely. And I would just say like just hitting things, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like just hitting things. Like a part of me likes to feel pressure. You dig? So, but it's yeah, it's funny that we both, you know what I'm saying, anger. I feel like everybody can relate to the anger part. You dig what I'm saying? Especially just as a coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying? But when we do that, or when we experience any type of stressful emotion, we go into something called amygdala hijack. You dig what I'm saying? And that's when a part of your ability to respond, you know what I'm saying, logically to a situation, it becomes a threat. And that leads to you having an intense reaction to something, and it blows the situation out of proportion. So that begins to happen because the hypothalamus in your brain is kind of like the command center of the body. It communicates with the rest of the body, the autonomic nervous system. It communicates through just the whole nervous system in general, but the autonomic nervous system in specifically, and it controls involuntary movements like breathing, your blood pressure, all of that different type of stuff. So in your autonomic nervous system, it has two different components. You know what I'm saying? One part of it deals with the flight or fight response, you know what I'm saying, giving you a surge of energy to eliminate a threat. And then the other side deals with, you know what I'm saying, helping you to calm down once the threat has passed. You dig? So that part that puts you in that surge of, you know what I'm saying, threat responding energy, that's the sympathetic nervous system. You dig? So when we get angry, essentially what happens is neuroepinephrine begins to get released, right? It begins to get released from the adrenal glands, because it begins to get released from the adrenal glands because the hypothalamus activates the sympathetic nervous system by signaling through the autonomic nervous system to the adrenal glands to release epinephrine. Once this epinephrine gets into your bloodstream, it's all out war. You dig what I'm saying? Then adrenaline kicks in. Now you just in this, you know what I'm saying, this pressurized energy. You just want to release. You want to throw. You want to do something like that. You dig? So it's a whole, the war within the heavens that people be talking about is really just a chemical war that you put your body through when you go through these stressful situations, and you utilize a coping mechanism to release it, instead of allowing yourself to put your body in a state of equilibrium by, you know what I'm saying, calming down, you know what I'm saying, or not doing that coping mechanism like thing to suppress how you're feeling in that moment.
I think it's deep because when you think about anger, you think about fire.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about breath, you think about water. And when you think about what you explaining, that vibration or that emotion or that energy, this impulse, this very strong overtaking energy of this fire, but it's like something pushing through. It comes with a lot of pressure. It comes like it's very, and so the opposite of that, and both of these aspects affect the nervous system, like breath work, like we talked about last episode, to use the ocean aspect to put the fire out, you know, is the breath, is that. So I just think that is deep how you explained and broke down the nervous system and how it affects us. But also, just last episode, we talked about the cheat code to coping. One of the cheat codes to coping, which is breath work. And when we talk about anger, one of the biggest keys to that is breath work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because impulsive decisions are fire energy. It's a masculine energy. You know what I'm saying?
And just to add to that, like, I would just say the impulsiveness comes from, or any type of action to a situation, you know what I'm saying, it just comes, it's just our body has this ancient natural way of, I was just thinking about it earlier when I was walking through the store. I'm like, all right, as I'm learning it and taking in and remembering this information about the body and stuff, it's like my body is aware of it now too as I'm moving around. So I'm in the store and I'm looking and I'm just observing people, and then like coming into this information, like your body automatically has this ancient way to feel the stress or feel the danger threat in this external environment. You dig what I'm saying? through the amygdala, through the hippocampus, through the, you know what I'm saying, prefrontal cortex, all of these different things. So I was thinking about that. I'm like, dang, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. That must truly mean we are warriors if we can sense danger, if I can sense anxiety, if I can sense depression, or if I can sense this or whatever on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But then you really have to do the inner work to really be able to utilize that ability, because if you can misinterpret it, you feeling somebody anxiety or depression for yours, or vice versa. You dig what I'm saying? So as I was saying, our body is equipped with this natural way to sense danger or oncoming threat in our reality. You know what I'm saying? And it's through the amygdala, and it's through these, what I will categorize as 5 different trauma responses that we have, which we know the first 2, fight or flight. And then the next ones are freeze and fawn. Fawning is, if y'all not familiar with fawning is when, let's say, and you know what I'm saying, when you were younger and your parents, they just, you know, they triggered you, or they scared you, or they made you fearful. They did something that a parent wasn't supposed to do to a child, right? Then you, as a child, you would go, you know what I'm saying, the next day to school and say, hey, I'm gonna get this good grade, or you gonna try to make them a sandwich, or you just try to do something to fawn them, or overtly exaggerate the expression of love to them, so you can actually gain their love in return. You dig what I'm saying? And then there's the last one, hypervigilance, where you're just hyper aware of your reality. So our body has this, those are natural ways that your body senses the environment or oncoming danger around it. It's either gonna fight it when it come up, it's either gonna run away, it's either gonna freeze, it's either gonna be hyper vigilant and be hyper focused, and or it's either gonna try to give it love. You dig what I'm saying? Now, we do want to fawn, but not in a way that we're trying to, you know what I'm saying, gain something from, like siphon somebody's love from them because we're giving it to them. You dig? But it's a balanced way to do that. So yeah, I've been yeah, let me go ahead.
You good. I feel like it's a great transition to the next segment, or the next area, and we ain't done with coping. We coming back to that. Let's not get it twisted. But as we just expand on this conversation, let's talk about the aspect of healing. What does healing mean? What is that? You know, we all say we healing. Well, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Do we know what that really means, or what that really is? So the etymology of heal is to restore to sound health. To sound health. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, you know, you can feel the vibration in the etymology. You know, so how do you restore if you're constantly fighting? Which we know to cope is to fight, is to battle. So I want y'all to drop some answers in the comments. But how do you restore if you're constantly fighting? Like, and to an extent, so it's a rhetorical question to ask self. You know, in your consciousness, is there a thought within your consciousness that you are creating to make that make sense? Because you know, if so, then that's a part of the coping mechanism in itself right there too.
And what is that coping mechanism? You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to validate, if you're trying to do what King just said, you dig what I'm saying? That is what, you know what I'm saying? Again, another outused term or phrase, you know what I'm saying? That is a form of victim mentality. You dig what I'm saying? And I feel as though all of us have an aspect of that, you dig? But me personally, I feel like that's been the cherry on the top of my shadow work. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's like, out of all of the things that I've integrated during shadow work, light work, you know what I'm saying, really all of these different things, the main thing that is the most intriguing for me to figure out is my mind. You dig what I'm saying? And your mind, you have control over it, but just as much as you have control over it, you don't. You dig? So anytime that I would experience something that would make me vexed or frustrated or agitated or mad or angry or triggering or whatever, my mind would go straight to intrusive thoughts. And you know what I'm saying? Not just lower or basic intrusive thoughts. I'm talking about like one thought lead to the next thought, and it goes straight down to the lowest of lowest dimensions where, you know what I'm saying, just straight darkness dwells, you know what I'm saying? And I just be sitting there thinking in the midst of all that, in the same thought processing, like, bro, why is my brain doing this? It's like, I know I can pull it back, but why is it going there? Why is it doing this? You dig what I'm saying? And what I've came down to was it's just victim mentality. You dig what I'm saying? When you break down the etymology of the word victim, the etymology of the word victim is, you know what I'm saying, giving a living creature as a sacrifice to a supernatural power in pursuit for instant gratification. You dig what I'm saying? And then when you break down the word mentality, men just means mind or thought. TAL, that means rain or dew. You dig what I'm saying? So you're raining down these thoughts in your mind, you know what I'm saying, to give yourself over to a negative intrusive thought just for instant gratification of how you feel about a situation. You dig what I'm saying? So we do that in all different various forms. You dig what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel as though that's something that we all deal with. Like, and the part that is like, I also have to just connect to it is like, how did I get it? You know what I'm saying? How did I get this form of victim mentality? Like, I didn't like, a part of me, I can't even say I wasn't just born with it, you know what I'm saying? Because of the conversation me and King had earlier, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get there, but how did this victim mentality come to pass? You dig what I'm saying? So then that's just going back to inner child shadow work and looking at the adult figures and the parent figures around. You know what I'm saying? Were they victims of victim mentality? How did they get victim mentality? Where does victim mentality come from? So as I started looking at it like that, I'm like, well, if I'm utilizing a victim mentality type of consciousness, imposes a victim mentality consciousness on someone. And the thing that I had to come and connect to it was just the consciousness of someone who has a narcissistic personality disorder. So people who constantly are trying to just validate themselves even when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's all just one big coagulated form of coping mechanisms upon coping mechanisms. But it took for like peeling back layer upon layer just to get to that point. But again, like I said, realizing where the victim mentality comes from, like when we are born, right, in the embryonic stage of development in your mom's womb, when you are born, your mom and you have something called an HPA axis. This HPA axis stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal gland axis. This axis deals with all different kinds of things, but it really helps to deal with, you know what I'm saying, dealing with stressful life situations when trauma comes up during pregnancy. So your mom has this. She has this thing, this construct, this structure in her brain that helps her deals with stressful situations, emotions during pregnancy. So if she has it, that means that you have a form of it, right? So anytime that her HPA axis gets affected, your HPA axis gets affected. So leading up to when the baby is, you know what I'm saying, progressing in the stages of embryonic development, at the 15th week of the baby's, you know what I'm saying, development, that's when the baby starts to form ears. You know what I'm saying? The structures in the baby's ears begin to form and they can start to hear. So just imagine what the baby's hearing, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to what it's feeling from its own environment, inside of the environment of another whole consciousness environment, inside of a stressful reality that is created. You know what I'm saying? All of these different levels of cortisol is being pushed and pumped into the baby to, you know what I'm saying, stay in this state of I'm sensing danger all the time. So it's kind of epigenetically passed down to us to have these coping mechanisms of playing the victim. But that's why we're here to break that. You dig what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you're just putting yourself in a loop and into an illusion of something that's happening, or somebody doing something to you, or you feeling some type of way, or something happening when that ain't had nothing to do with you. You just thought it did because you taking it personal. You know what I'm saying? And this is all things that I've just been dealing with for the past my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really realizing it now. You know what I'm saying? These past coming weeks, I've been really integrating, releasing, feeling like anything that happens is a target against me, because that's root chakra energy. That's straight when you tap in, you know what I'm saying, to consciousness, everything is a target. You know what I'm saying? The system did this. We don't want to be a target. We transcend straight past that reality into a reality of pure mental liberation, because once you have the mental liberation, then kicks in the spiritual and physical liberation, and from then you can wield your reality in your palm. I'm gonna let you take it.
I say, gratitude to you, for the information, the realness, and the vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Because as he stated, this is all coming from a place of real shadow work, real light work, real self-reflective questions, and you know what I'm saying, really figuring it out, even being frustrated with some of the answers because they don't make sense, and still continuing to dive deeper into, you know what I'm saying, like, but this is a nice transition. I want to ask a question. I'm Mr. Questions tonight, you know what I'm saying, or today, you know what I mean, because I feel like that's what we should be asking ourselves, questions every day. That's how you learn yourself, you know what I'm saying,
And not to cut you off, but not who questions, not who.
Exactly.
It's why,
what,
and what. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And not how either. Sometimes how don't matter.
Exactly, because a lot of times, how is a victim. It's coming from a victim mentality.
Exactly. Like, how did this happen to me? Like, exactly.
You're looking for a validation.
Exactly.
Validate yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to answer this question first, Kyle. You know what I'm saying? I think this is great. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll obviously expand as well. So what are you intentionally running from?
People. People, like, and it's like a I don't know, it's like a home, it's like that meme when Homer creeping into the bush. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm around you, I want to be around you, but I don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so energetically too. Like, I could be around people, but it just get to a point energetically where it's like my sense of touch just become too real. You know what I'm saying? So I just be needing to, in a sense, escape or run away.
It's deep. Like, I can relate. You know what I'm saying? You kind of threw me off because I relate so much. I'm like, dang, like, I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah. So it's a contradiction, because, like, you know what I'm saying, we here with a purpose. And like, I want to be around people. You know what I'm saying?
I tell people all the time, I said, if I didn't have purpose and know my purpose, I probably wouldn't even have a social media account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can definitely relate. This might be a weird answer, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not something that I can necessarily even intentionally run from. But matter of fact, here we go. I would say I'm intentionally running from this fear. And it's the fear of, like, certain people, bro, like in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like certain people, bro, like I got a lot of my people still here. I know a lot of people that lost a lot of people close to them. Well, a lot of my people still here. You know, mother, father, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, may not always be good, you know, relationship wise, but they're here. You know what I'm saying? Like in the physical. And man, like I feel like, you know, I run and sometimes like it even stresses me out, you know, the idea of, you know, like not being able to call so and so and so
Man,
and so.
bro, I relate to that. I it like really it hurts my heart. You know what I'm saying? That I move the way I do with my family, because it's like
Exactly, bro.
as I'm opening up more to myself and I love myself more and I'm able to be more expressive and talk more, you know what I'm saying, with you or other people, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's still that fear in me because I grew up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like we lived in the same, like it's just that fear. And then on top of like just even processing some of the shadow work, it's like I'm still figuring out my wrongdoings, and you know what I'm saying, how or however I played a part in my siblings trauma. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we was siblings, we was brothers and sisters, it's like whenever a family member get in a narcissistic mood or controlling behavior, and they wanted to get the pressure off of them because they don't want to be the center of attention, they would put the attention on us. You know what I'm saying? They would make jokes about our wrongdoings. You know what I'm saying? The whole family would know. You dig? So because us as siblings and cousins and this that, and the third, we didn't want to have the fire on us. We will feed into it. You be like, yeah, you doing this, down how you messing up in school, you doing this. So it's like, how does that make your sibling feel to hear it coming from their parent, their grandma, this, and then from their siblings? You know what I'm saying? The ones who's supposed to ride or die for it. So it's like, yeah, just realizing all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just it it's a battle. You dig what I'm saying? But I know it's not overnight, and I know that physically I may not be ready, but energetically I'm a warrior with it. So I'm just bringing my physical body up to speed on really grounding the connection with my family how I know it could be, because the reason why I feel how I feel about people, you know what I'm saying, and not being around them is rooted from the family. So if I want to be able to spread my wings and heal the whole heal the whole world, heal the whole omniverse, I gotta first start with myself, which that's gonna take time, isolation, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the family. You know what I'm saying? To the root of you. And once you connect and heal those branches, heal those roots, then you to the whole world. You know what I'm saying? It's a wildfire by that point.
So I would say is that the song that we just did? I can't. No, that's not. Maybe it is, but I know in one of the songs on the mixtape, I said I can't love you like to the point where I neglect me. And so I think that's the part that it gets tricky with family. Is because, you know, when you said heal the world, I think that perspective, I've had that perspective for a while, but I came to the perspective of I can inspire the world to heal, but I can't heal the world. If I think I can, that'll drive me crazy. And I think with our family, sometimes we want to heal them, we desire to help them. You know, we know we got the strength to stand beside them, to give them that game, to give them that truth.
Not to be that guy, but
Well, no, don't be. If you can't cut me off, then if you're gonna be that guy, I gotta
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
because I'm going somewhere. Um, you know, because we'll get in those rooms and we'll stand on business and we'll be this inspiration and we'll be there for them. We'll teach them this, we'll teach them that. But then, what happens when whatever it is that their issue is with life and what how they project is some of our biggest triggers and things that we have actually created and healed and turned that thing into a wholesome thing and made it where it wasn't toxic. And now they're rising up this, and then now we end up projecting. Now we end up this, we end up, and so now we put ourselves in a position where now we have became the counter solution. You know what I'm saying? Because now we just prove their point. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, they've been waiting for us to snap this whole time. They've been waiting to prove that what we own, like, because they think we perfect. They think we know everything. We think we just, so whenever we fail, that is their excuse. And so I think that there's two sides to it, to where we have to balance that thing out. And if they not ready, they just not ready. Because my family ain't my family. My family is the world. And so some family members are ready, or more ready than others. Some have chose, man. Some we can't. This is the thing. Some people made their mind up, my G. I know some people right now don't matter. They intelligent, out the trenches, very intelligent, understand everything we talking about. They can have an intellectual conversation with us. They understand healing. They like, nigga, fuck that shit. They gonna come at you straight like that. So it's like, and if a nigga gonna tote guns in a way and be beefing with niggas and be out here acting ratchet and all that, it's like, is that worth? And this is where I agree and disagree with other rebels' comment, but I get why she said it because of everything I just said. Is it worth? It's not worth the risk to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, only if they're willing to make the risk, to take the risk. You get what I'm saying?
No, I definitely, what I'm saying, I was definitely speaking, what I'm saying, generally, but what I'm saying, what my soul meant was continue to hold the space for that vibration, because it may not happen in this reality or in this lifetime or in this expectancy, whatever. I have to still hold that vibration, not only for myself or my family or their whatever. I have to hold it for source. You dig what I'm saying? So
At the end of the day, like, I get what you're saying too from the aspect of family, because by us moving in the vibration we are,
we got to keep that
time with them.
We got to keep that channel open too. You dig? Because it's like, we're gonna be helping people here heal their family members who do have that channel open to where all their family want to heal. You did. So if I put myself in a paradox, you know what I'm saying, with that, I wouldn't know. Like, just like how, you know what I'm saying, I'm coming into a more understanding deeper on shadow work from a grounded perspective as a light. You know what I'm saying? Without me, in a sense, going through it or doing it, I wouldn't carry that vibration. I wouldn't have held the space for it.
Well, I'm gonna say, I'm speaking from somebody that has been trying to hold space for a lot of family, and it just blew up in my face. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I see their growth in a sense, like, far as like, they can have a higher. We can have a conversation about the things now in certain ways, but it's like, I think it depends on what you're doing, right? Like, in your purpose. Like, with I feel like, for me personally, it's only so much I can do, that I am a healer actively.
That's what I mean by whole space. It's like, I'm not gonna do any more up past this specific point. I don't care. Like, with this person, it ain't gonna come from out my mind. All you getting is straight energy sent to you, because I already know I can't even be around you. That's what I mean. Like,
and I know what you talk. I know you. I talk to you. I just want to make sure that the tribe is getting that too, because sometimes people use their coping mechanism is people.
True.
So they'll go around these people knowing they on some lame energy, knowing they ain't vibrating right, but there's an aspect of that comfort that they shadow work is actually being around higher, more intelligent, enlightened people to get them. They've been in the shadows, they comfortable in the shadows, and they like to trauma bond in the shadows, and they are supposed to be getting themselves comfortable with being around people like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
it's-
gonna give them that, and they uncomfortable in them rooms, so they'll go right back to go deal with the ratchetness.
And it's environmental too. It's like just what they know. You dig? So that's just naturally what their vibration is going to gravitate towards, because that program is actively present. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to resonate with actively present programs and other people who are on that same type of frequency.
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie. I think that was like a side conversation that we just had. That I feel like
for sure.
was needed to be had in the live. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I got another question for y'all. You know, I told y'all what type of night it is. Or I keep saying night because I'm used to doing shadow work. Something so late.
Well, it's about to be nighttime. It's 5 o'clock, but it's about to be dark in a second over here.
For sure. So let's get it. So what do you do when you are overwhelmingly triggered? You know, keyword overwhelmingly. Like this is like you at your peak.
So my base program trauma response to triggering emotions, situations, experiences is either freezing, hypervigilance, and then I would say in the category of the fear of engulfment trauma responses, I would say avoidance. You dig what I'm saying? Which is flight. You dig? So I would say definitely flight, freezing, or hypervigilance. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to freezing and hypervigilance, those are, I would say all three are actively present at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I would say all four. It's just the fight. The fight is me fighting myself. You know what I'm saying? To not give in and fully lose myself or succumb to a vibration. It's like a fight to keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm holding on with the last pinky on the cliff, but you better not let go. That's what that fight is. You know what I'm saying? To not break or lose myself. So yeah, freezing up, you know what I'm saying? Like not saying anything, you know what I'm saying? King, no, like it's like it's so, the trauma response of freezing is so, it's so beautiful to experience for me personally, just because of who I am as a person.
Hell nah.
Look from a teacher perspective though, because it helps me to realize me freezing up. It's just like think about like this. Think about if Captain Cold came and shot you with that cold gun right now, and you was frozen in time 1,000 years, and you was sitting, you was there in that moment. You could still see and hear everything. You just froze. That's what it's like for me when I freeze. It's like, okay, I can't move physically, but everything else internally is activated. It's like losing a physical sense. It's like when you lose your sight, your smell get better or your hearing get better. So it's like when I freeze, it helps me to fully internalize, to process. You dig? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like hypervigilance, it helps me to fully externalize, to process. And to whereas flight, it's just flight. You know what I'm saying? You out of there. You know what I'm saying? But there's still a form of hypervigilance and freezing, even in flighting or avoiding or getting out of a situation, because you trying to kind of move in like a ninja. You know what I'm saying? Internally. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say those are my trigger responses.
Man, for me, it's kind of hard to say, because I know the levels of my anger. So immediately I try to suppress it. The problem is, if whatever this situation that's overwhelming me continues, I'm like a volcano. And it's like I erupt. You know,
No, I was gonna say that just goes You know what I'm saying? Back to the neuroepinephrine or the epinephrine thing. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
when you experience stress or danger, you know what I'm saying, that epinephrine kicks in, and it wants to be adrenaline. It's going to want to just create a rush. So it's just deep that you're constantly aware of that, and like now the download comes. So now it's like in those moments, knowing that, then now what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like now what you gonna do? Yeah.
So when I get in those moments, this is the thing, right? We're gonna talk about purpose for a second, knowing who you are and how important that is. That's what saves me. What saves me and makes me and gets me in check is that I know who I am. So I'm King Manifest. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand that, you know, so from a energetic, spiritual, galactic war perspective, I understand that there is a vibration or energy or beings that would love to see me crash out because how important I am to what's going on around this mug, and I know who I am and I know who I am way past the name King Manifest. So when it comes to that, I let niggas make it. I let people make it. And then in return, I let myself make it. You see what I'm saying? Because truthfully, ain't nothing more serious than purpose. So a lot of times we put a lot of personal BS and what we think personal, like a lot of us live in reality TV show mindsets. You know what I'm saying? Like as if like the cameras is on and everything that happened, you got to be reactive and everybody's going to be like, and my thing is that like, you got to get to a point where who gives a, even if they are. And that's where I'm at. I'm at a point where like, I'm at a point in my life, bro, where I've done things to where it could have went left, but I kind of handled it differently. Matter of fact, let's talk
And
about it.
you know what that is? You know what that is? That's the prefrontal cortex. You know what I'm saying? This region of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, that helps or it deals with thinking, logic, decision, all of those different type of things. You know what I'm saying? Thinking, logic, and your prefrontal cortex is your amygdala hijack turn offer. You know what I'm saying? It when you get into those states of or super sad or depressive or very, very anxious, when you begin to think, your brain begins to release serotonin, which will help you to calm down and think through and rationalize the situation. You dig what I'm saying? So again, back to the what episode where it was like, or you ain't thinking at all. That's what happens when you crash out. You're not thinking at all.
That's deep, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like that I have became so powerful that I have to really chill because remember the situation I told you about. Like I don't really rock with dogs, you know what I'm saying? So guy walking my apartments, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's me and Tay, we walking, we doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing, yes, she's with me, yeah, we walking. Of course she's with me, actually that was what made it worse. So we walking and you know, this guy, he got his dog, and I'm telling him, bro, I don't rock with dogs, bro, whatever. So I'm already kind of letting him know. And then he just like he don't care. Let the dog like jump out on me and do it. I'm like, bro, like you know what I'm saying? Like you tweaking, bro. I told you, bro. I already let you know that. You know, feel me? So you need to do what you gotta do. Get your dog. You know what I mean? Handle your dog. And so, and I said that first, but when the dog came from me, I was like, when I walked off, like, bro, I've been wrong about to hit your dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, not saying I was right for saying that, but I was like, I feel like this nigga wasn't. I was going through that process. What you talk about? I was in that process, but I wasn't really fully just projecting out because why? Even though I'm mad as hell, I'm pissed off. I know I'm very much in control of the situation. Like there's no crashing out. If I slap this nigga, it's intentional. I meant to do it. I'm in control of every aspect. So I said that I kept walking. I wasn't looking for like no smoke though. I was just pissed off. Like if like nigga won't respect my, you know what I'm saying, my boundaries.
That's what I was about to say. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't think, you know what I'm saying? Because I was gonna say like I don't even want to say don't think because sometimes you are very aware of what you're doing. You dig what I'm saying? But that's because you submit or agree to whatever that you're about to do, like King is saying. You dig what I'm saying?
So look, so let me continue because we got worse. So he started talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Rah, 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 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You gonna hit my dog, you gonna hit my son. He called the dog his son, you know what I'm saying? Like, and keep in mind at this moment, I'm hearing that, but I'm not fully processing everything. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was going through my own personal stuff too, you know what I'm saying? At that time, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm looking at him like, man, I don't for what you talking about, G, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he buffing up, like he ready to fight, like he on some, you know what I'm saying? He like really threatening me. And I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You don't know where I'm from? Nigga, you don't know where I'm from, bro. Like, what? Like, that don't scare me, bro. I'm very calm. I'm very calm, like calmer than I normally am in these situations. Very calm, like, bro. And I'm gonna do this, like, bro. Don't walk up on me, bro. Just like, don't walk up on me, bro. But in my head, I knew the level of. I felt the chaos. I felt it in me, like I felt it. My cauldron told you. I felt it, and when I walked off, Tay was like, you know, I stayed, you know what I'm saying, with the fire and whatnot. So I wasn't trying to do this intentionally, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of like did something like with my hands, but it obviously raised my shirt up, which was, I normally don't move it. I'm very, I told you I go places nigga don't know nothing about what I'm, you know what I mean? Like, so it was like you said, as much as I was intentional and I was focused and I was in control of it, and I could have taken it to the next level on another time, but I was in control, I still wasn't. And that other, because that chaos was still that aspect. So what it is that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the energy got to release.
Exactly. You know
Like
what I'm
we got to think of when these things come up. That's why I'm bringing up the like certain parts of the body and things like that. And also, you know what I'm saying, feel free to do your own research, your own information, and due diligence and all of that about everything that we saying. You know what I'm saying, to either validate or even come back and correct us, because we may be wrong on certain things. You dig? But that's why I was bringing up, you know what I'm saying, the parts of the brain and stuff, and the releasing of chemicals is once you start to understand the energetic emotions and stuff like that, and then equate it to the chemicals that are being released, it's easy. All you got to figure out how to do is start releasing a certain chemical and start releasing another one. And that's all you did in that situation. But again, that chemical still had to get filtrated through your bloodstream. It still had to be utilized and released and eliminated.
Exactly. You know, which actually later that day, you know what I'm saying, obviously, you know, stuff was heated, you know what I'm saying, but later that day, well, not even that much later, like probably like an hour later, I sat and thought about it, evaluated the whole situation, and I was like, dang. I looked at the dog, what was around the dog, looked at the man, said, damn, he probably like military vet or some shit. He called the dog his son. I'm processing everything now. I went back and apologized to the nigga. You know, but look, but peep this out. Let me tell you how cold it was. I apologized to the wrong person. Nigga looked at me like crazy. Who the hell is this? Because I don't know what the nigga looked like. I remember the dog. So boom. So then 2 weeks later after that, now I think I apologize to this nigga. Like, just me being me. Like, I ain't had no reason to apologize to this nigga. You know, he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But me analyzing, like, I knew I could have handled that better. Like, I know me, King, on a regular day, I wouldn't handle it like that because I know who I am. I ain't gonna move like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I knew that I had a part I played in that. You know, so boom. I apologize to the wrong person. I'm on the phone one day walking around my apartments, and you know what I'm saying, like, and this nigga walking by me like mugging me like this, like looking at me. I'm my nigga walking by me like mugging. Now I'm on the phone. I'm looking at him like, but I'm like really processing. Like, I'm not processing because I'm not processing that this is the nigga because I try to know what he look like. So by the time we get like right here, this nigga looking at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm ready, really like to snap. Because I'm like, nigga, who the fuck are you, my nigga? Like, boom, boom, I see the dog. Now I'm processing everything in real time now. This thing that came back in full motion. So now it's like, it's even more heightened than it is. Now he got his strap all out in the open and shit. I said, bro, that gun don't scare me. I'm still just as calm, but I see the time he on. He on a whole, it's almost like he been waiting to see me or something. You know what I'm saying? So I say, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you want, what you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I said, bro, look, you got it, G. Other day, you know what I'm saying? I should have never threatened your dog. Cause that's where I said, nigga, you was wrong for passing. Everybody don't rock with dogs. He started talking, well, nigga, I'm just letting you know, nigga, I'm about that. I said, bro, I don't really, bro, what that mean, bro? That don't mean nothing to me, bro. You can't feel, I don't feel nothing, my G. So we ain't gotta talk about that. If you got an action, take your action. But as a man, I'm letting you know that day, my G, I was out of line. You know what I'm saying? He still tried to play the tough guy, but he ended up having to respect it. And so in that moment, I walked away feeling so powerful. You know what I'm saying? But in those other moments where at the other time, even while I was battling with those chemical imbalance back and forward, I still felt out of control. I walked away feeling like I failed myself. You know what I'm saying? Versus the other situation, even though it was even harder situation, because now if I this nigga trying to threaten me with his gun out loud, I feel like I'm thinking about all type of shit. I could have reacted all type of ways to where me and that nigga both could have died. That's another aspect of it too. You know what I'm saying? The consequences of being an ignorant nigga and not being able to balance out these aspects of yourself.
That's what Dr. B talk about. Shout out to Dr. B. You know what I'm saying? When he say the commander of the ship, you know what I'm saying? In that second moment, you became more the commander of the ship because you went through the ferocious, you know what I'm saying, conditions of the sea the first time, and you know what I'm saying, you lived through it. You know what I'm saying? You got through that trial and tribulation, and then it came up again. And I was like, oh, I dealt with this before. Your body is aware and it's used to all of these chemicals coming up. It's like Voltron, or it's like Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? There's 5 different people in this Megazord. They all got to control every single technological button, everything about that piece of the Megazord. You know what I'm saying? For that whole thing to work. It's the same thing with the chemicals in your body. So essentially, it's not bad to have it flowing through. It's just when you're not able to fully, like King is talk about, be in that flow state with it and understand, oh, I am feeling this, I am feeling this, I am feeling that from him, I am feeling this type of danger for me because I know what I could do. But you know what? I'm gonna choose this because this feels easier, this feels better, and I know that we both ain't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? So
no facts. You know what I'm saying? So look, so we put to have a little, you know what I'm saying, nice quick commercial break, you dig, and we'll be back in one moment.
Wholeness Tribe, it's the God, Khalil, and today we finna tap y'all in on some positive coping mechanisms that can help y'all stay in a high vibrational state and stay aware of your emotions. Today we're gonna be utilizing something called brain gems. Now I first learned or remembered about brain gems back in like the 3rd or 4th grade. My gym teacher, he was like a karate instructor and everything, and he would come before we did karate and played in gym class. He would sit us down and we would do brain gyms, and I would always love this part the most just because it allowed me to just feel myself on a different level, you know what I'm saying? And I was always a very observant child, so I knew I could feel different things that other people couldn't. So brain gym exercises are simple activities that improve cognition. These exercises help enhance remembering, communication, attention span, memory. They help relieve anxiety and depression by releasing endorphins and improving blood flow in the brain. And the very, very cool part about this is when you do these brain gyms, the releasing of the endorphins. Endorphins are peptides that are produced and stored in the pituitary organ, and they block the perception of pain and increase the feelings of well-being. Endorphins are internal painkillers, and they are often produced in the brain during physical activities and inhibit pain, muscle cramps, and relieve stress. So, by doing these small gestures, these small brain gyms on a day-to-day basis, it allows you to take control of when your traumatic emotions suppress you into a trauma response of fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or hypervigilance. These will allow you to bring yourself back into the present moment and be happy with it. Wholeness.
Wholeness.
Man.
To the God.
And
Gratitude.
it's funny. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? What's gratitude? And it's funny because the same thing that allows you to experience a, you know what I'm saying, more vigorous chemical reaction, you know what I'm saying, through anger or anxiety or whatever the case may be, is the same thing that'll help you release it. A physical action and or and secrete the endorphins, you know what I'm saying, which will inhibit the stress, or you know what I'm saying, the pain that something is causing you in a situation. So
Exactly.
again, just doing something that could just calm you down in the moment. I don't care if it's you like the, you know what I'm saying, whatever. I got this one thing I do. I stand up and I just, you know what I'm saying, I just make my arms like weightless and I just move like this, and I make my arms smack my back and, you know what I'm saying, my chest and everything, and that just helps me it helps me release just so much energy, and it make me feel happy afterwards, because I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel different. You dig what I'm saying?
You
But
know
it's a
what?
long,
You feel like
yeah,
whenever I'm like whenever I get in my bag, like in conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like I rub my hands together a lot, like on my Birdman, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that is the same difference, you know what I'm saying? What you're talking about, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But yeah, like I said, just paying attention to our bodies and understanding, why we do the things that we do and how we move. So I think that's a good transition to um, this is my closing, which a lot of this stuff wasn't the notes. We just
what was that? One more thing that helps release endorphins too. You know what I'm saying? Crying make you happy. Crying help you release. Crying helps to inhibit and stop the flow of stress. You dig what I'm saying? So that's another positive coping mechanism, especially when you intentionally
they gave
utilize it the
crying a
right way.
bad name out here in these streets. Like, no, crying really is the truth.
Facts.
Crying is really peace. You know what I'm saying? They
Big
mix
fact.
crying with pain. Like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Crying is very, very peaceful. You know what I mean? Crying is like we talked about earlier. We got the fire and we got the water. We got the masculine and the feminine. That crying is gonna put that water on that fire. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know. So so we go to evaluation. You know, because all this is about an evaluation. You know, even this path that we're on, this journey is all about evaluation. You know what I'm saying? Growth is about evaluation. Whenever you take a test, it's an evaluation to go to the next grade in school. You know what I'm saying? Like um, everything when it comes to going to the next level and growth is about evaluation. So if you're not tapping in with the evaluation of self of life, then you're not growing. And so EVA, the EVA and evaluation means life or worth. You know, I think that's pretty deep. And so immediately when you go into evaluation, it automatically lets you know that this word, this vibration is not supposed to be just made for some small like a test at work, an evaluation for your mind, your IQ, but this is actually made for you to evaluate everything around you, your life, and see the worth around you. You know, um, and so then you get into, or no, life is Eva. I mean, Eva is life, and then value is worth. So you got eval, which is life worth. So you got those two, and then you go to the shun, which is like when we said engulfment. The mint was the action. So here, the shun is the condition. It creates the condition you live in, or the mindset that you have, or the actions that you take in life. You know what I'm saying? Which obviously, in the process, this end result creates the reality that we live in. So every day, this evaluation is creating whether we're coping, healing, happy, sad, angry, frustrated, victims. You know, so looking at our life, looking at the worth, and then the worth and our perspective is what creates the condition, the state, and the action. And you know what I mean, that's what I have to actually ground everything that we have actually said, and also to inspire you. Because sometimes people hear the information and they feel overwhelmed and feel like it's impossible, but it's like, no, just do a daily evaluation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And shout out to God of Inspiration, you know what I'm saying? One of those daily evaluation techniques, you know what I'm saying, is the color mood, you know what I'm saying, where you literally just ask yourself what type of color do you feel like, and then you do some type of meditative or calming gesture or exercise, and then ask yourself again what is your color mood, you know what I'm saying, and see if it changes, you know what I'm saying. And you could do things like that all day long, you know what I'm saying, whether it's oh you sitting down and even relaxing. Do I feel like I'm relaxing at a 1 or I'm relaxing at a 10? Like I am this couch. You know what I'm saying? Like You know what I'm saying? So just evaluating yourself and just giving yourself a scale, you know what I'm saying, or something smaller, minute, to just help you say, this is this, I'm feeling this is this, and this, I'm feeling that. And then once you have that, you can grow from it. You know what I'm saying? Each day, catalog that. You know what I'm saying? Then next month, read it. Dang, see how much growth you went through. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing. Like, I've been writing in this mud, this random pages. Gonna read it whenever, you know what I'm saying, I fill it up and see what I was doing, see where the downloads is from there. You know what I'm saying?
Major evaluation.
Facts.
Nah, Shay. So once again, gratitude to Kai, gratitude to Source, gratitude to myself, gratitude to our ancestors known and unknown, gratitude to the present, the past, and the future. You know what I'm saying? We have some amazing stuff coming up. Next episode, y'all get ready. You know what I'm saying? We will be tapping in with Purple Lotus Flower, 888. You know what I'm saying? As we go walk into and prepare for this 8th year, we have to tap in with the goddess. And I'm not even gonna give y'all the title of the episode actually yet. But y'all get ready, because we're gonna have the goddess on her tapping in with us. If you got any sisters, mamas, cousins, aunties that maybe, me and the God on here may be a little uncomfortable because it's 2 men on her and they like, we got the goddess on her next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So y'all come tap in, y'all be ready. Y'all know how we do. It's definitely going to be a relationship episode because that's how we do. So, I will say that, you know what I'm saying? So if you are in a relationship, or you an aspiring to be in a relationship, or to be the best, you that you desire to present the best you in that dream, or that desire that you actually have for what you see that you desire, then tap in with us. Just coming up, Sunday, for a very transparent, raw, real, exposing episode. You know what I'm saying? And I say exposing because there's so many lies, man. These podcasts talk a lot of stuff about relationships and it be toxic. So we're gonna always bring the holistic aspect to that vibration. You know what I'm saying? As well as me and Kai, and we laying out the rest of the year for y'all on Shadow Work Sundays, because after that, you would just see, but on the 31st, we will be live. I gotta figure out. Yeah, it'll be the same time. Actually, we'll still do 222. It'll be early, so y'all can still do y'all thing. If y'all gonna celebrate with family, whatever y'all gonna do. But we're gonna have a party on Shadow Work Sundays. We are dropping another mixtape, 224. Y'all know we dropped 223 New Year's. So y'all get ready to come tap in with us on the 31st to have a high vibrational party, as well as the tribe that want to come tap in with us and come on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit us up, inboxes. We definitely want to have the tribe on here with us, you know what I'm saying, as we vibe to the records. So y'all get ready for the vibes, you know what I'm saying? And when we walk into what they would call 2024, we got some very special stuff cooking up for y'all.
No, for sure. Yeah, and I'm grateful for every single one of y'all. You dig what I'm saying? That been, you know what I'm saying, came along this journey, you know what I'm saying, Shadow Work Sunday. Whenever y'all tapped in and y'all still here, you know what I'm saying? Because the level of just what your soul is about to do for you in return, and what you do for it, you know what I'm saying, it's really like that, you know what I'm saying? But the main thing is just patience, gratitude, and again, like King said, I would just say, to end the episode, continuing to self-evaluate to grow.
I say. We're gonna leave y'all with these vibrations. Peace.
If I gave you my heart, would you take care of it? Could you take care of it? If I gave you my soul, would you be there for me? Could you be there for me? If love was too deep in love with you, say you'll be there for me.
And I feel this in my soul.
Promise you care for me.
it's a very self-reflective moment. How would we handle? How you gonna handle you?
さよなら
Had to talk to myself, do you love me enough to see the beautiful parts of life? It's been ugly enough. In this 3D realm, I seen the fakest in love. It's like everybody broke and just playing it tough. I'm done acting like I know what to trust. Got played so much, I don't know what to love. Been stabbed in the back, trying to give people a hug. As I continue to heal, you keep bringing it up. I can't suppress me. I can't be there for you so much, I neglect me. These long talks that I have to protect me. I'm not the same, you could play with the old me. Facts. Elevation creates separation and true manifestation. Take patience, therefore you will never grow if you being complacent. I ask myself, are you dedicated? Real question.
Say you'll be there for me. Promise you care for me.
Come on.
If I gave you my
If
heart,
I gave you my heart, come on.
would you take care of
Would you take care?
Could you take care of it?
I'ma take care of me.
Yeah, angry at what? Angry for what? I feel the dots connected. The parts of me that's mad is the parts that I neglected. Copping out with my emotions, then I play detective. Been reflecting back to myself the things I've been deflecting. If you don't heal your trauma, you can relive illusion. How I know, cause every day was getting way more confusing. One day I meditate and then the next I can't. Feeling my spirit get faint, but then I turned the page. Then went from asking do I love me to affirming it. That cold feeling in my chest, knocker, I start burning it. Can't believe it's not better, I start churning it. All this new love I clocked in, I was earning it. Loving on my inner child, now I start hurting it. The key to my lost heart, I start turning it. Going over lines that I cross like I'm rehearsing it. Having all these death and rebirths like I'm rehearsing it. Like a proper live, but I had to crossroads, self-paid the easy pass out, I paid the love toll.